Donald Trump has confirmed he will speak to Hollywood executives after revealing plans to implement 100% tariffs on films produced outside the US. So that would include Australia. Many films made in Queensland, southeast Queensland. The US president is accusing other nations of using incentives to draw filmmakers and studios away from the country. Mr. Trump claims the American film industry is dying. Well, for more on this, let's bring in the Screen Producers Australia chair, Kate Carnell. Kate, thanks for your time this morning. So if this is true and it goes ahead, what will be the impact here in Australia?
Look, it would be a huge impact in Australia. Increasing the industry is global, and over the last number of years, more and more Australian companies are working closely with US companies to produce films and other content too here in Australia. We've seen state governments and the private sector heavily invest in infrastructure to allow that to happen. So when American companies come to Australia, and yes, they do bring some of their own staff, but they also employ Australians. They also bring expertise and training and a whole range of benefits to our industry. As well. So it is significant, and it will significantly impact upon our industry and the global industry more broadly. But the dumb bit here is it will increase the costs of American companies. They come to Australia and other places, yes, for the tax breaks, but also it's cheaper and more efficient to shoot movies outside Hollywood. If they have to go back and do it in Hollywood, their costs will go up, and therefore the cost of product will go up, and that will hit consumers.
So just on that then, because I'm trying to work out how this would work. I mean, if you make a film here, what, is there a bill that you just give the United States government and it's X millions of dollars extra that they'd paid to actually put it into cinemas? What's the fine print here, Kate?
Well, there is no fine print. It's a classic Trump announcement where he just said it. Nobody has a clue how you put a tariff on a service. I mean, it's easy to see how you put a tariff on a good that's being imported into the US, but this film isn't like that. And regularly, some of the production will be done in the US, some in Australia, maybe some in other parts of the world. It's not like producing a widget. So nobody has a clue how it will work. And I think the fact that Trump has now announced that he is meeting with the Hollywood industry is probably because the Hollywood industry would be throwing their hands up in horror and saying, this just doesn't work for us. We're producing globally because it's good for our business to be able to do that. It's good for the American consumers to be able to do that. So this is, the Australian industry is $5 billion plus. It's a huge industry. Yeah. It employs a lot of people. And I tell you what, we want to see our own stories, don't we? We want to see Australian content on our screens. We want our Australian industry to be resilient and strong. So it's really a bit up to the government now. The federal government promised the industry that they would regulate the streamers because, as you know, increasingly consumers are moving away from the channels to the streamers. They promised they'd do it in their last term. It's now essential they do it immediately to help the industry with investment.
Yeah, well, I put that to the Foreign Minister Penny Wong this morning, and she said conversations are being had, and there will be more conversations when the Prime Minister heads to the US, so we'll see what comes out of that. But Kate, thank you for your time.